Last time on the Alpha Male Universe.
Do you see how shredded I am? Do you know how many hours a day I train? 10 to 12 hours. Multiple sessions. I was one of the best.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
That guy looks like he trained with the Special Forces for sure. The way his feet are in the air right there, no leverage. It's awesome. I don't know what he's doing right there. And he tapped it out. Nice.
Multiple sessions. I was one of the best.
Yeah, definitely one of the best at beating off 30 men. So welcome back to the Alpha Male Universe. And it's actually the second episode today. So wherever you are in the world, hopefully you enjoy this AMU slop. So I did a episode 1 on this deranged, cringe, delusional interview, whatever your word you want to use. And I honestly think the second half is even crazier than the first. I really just don't want to fall behind with all of the AMU stuff. I feel like I've done an awful job of just really staying on these like lame's neck and introducing new people to the AMU. I've just been really busy recently, but I have some time today, so I'm making a second episode and hopefully you enjoy. So without further ado, because people were giving me shit last episode for not saying it, let's get this show on the fucking road.
This fight can go anything but this motherfucker go to sleep. Look, I'm telling you this, people think I'm some juice head. No, this is just me. This is me. There is nothing you can do. I'm telling you, I bring ex-UFC fighters to spar me, and they tell me, where have you been all these years? Why didn't you go in there? I said, because look at your face, how fucked up you look. You see me? I had 2 nose surgeries because I broke my nose 4 times when I was younger. I had to fix it. I couldn't breathe. I don't want to go get more nose surgeries. But this one here, this one I'm willing to go to the death. There's a lot of people on social media that call me out. Thousands of people. Everybody want to see me fight. Because you said that you could fight. Now I'm going to fight. And now you will see what happens to somebody that steps in the ring with me.
This fight can't be more personal, Ben.
It's very personal.
I just had to use that dog video because I feel like that represents 99% of every single person that watches this video. I wasn't kidding, guys, that the second half is even more delusional than part 1. So let's just get this straight. The princess is so good at fighting. He is so above everyone else that the UFC was literally beneath him. I'm telling you, there is a reason that actual UFC fighters have called this lame out and they want to beat his ass. It's not shocking. This guy just takes rage bait to another level because he's actually believing the shit he says. He wants to talk about, oh yeah, I bring in ex-UFC fighters into the ring to spar. Yeah, and then you don't show the full footage and then the community exposes you and shows that your shit got mollywopped. So what are you talking about? Oh my god. Okay, so you know what? 1 minute in, and my mind is already fucked. I hope you guys enjoy the pain I go through to watch this shit, but hey, we're watching it together, so let's continue on.
It's very personal.
The most personal.
Very personal. And let's put it like this. Gypsy knows he's coming in to lose. He knows that. He fears me. His balls fucking shiver when he hears my name.
What the fuck? I usually let clips play out longer, but is this guy trying to say Gypsy Crusader's balls like ache whenever he sees a princess? What is going on? I don't know if I can do this, man. I don't know if I can do this.
Shiver when he hears my name.
He seemed very confident yesterday when I interviewed him.
Yeah.
He seems very confident. Why do you think Gypsy's so confident in this fight?
He's not confident at all. I think he's just playing a role that he needs to play. I think when he's going to enter, he's going to get war shock. You know, when you see somebody get killed next to you and you get war shock and you couldn't shoot the gun, it's exactly what's going to happen to him. He's going to get war shock.
You mean shell shock?
In Hebrew, we call it the war shock.
War shock, right.
War shock. I'm sure you guys call it the same thing in English. But his war shock, when he's going to come in, he's going to be paralyzed. He's going to look at me and he's not going to know what to do. And he's going to feel it. His heart will vibrate so fucking fast. He's going to feel like he's getting a heart attack just by standing there. And then I'm going to put my fist through his face.
Do you think,
and follow up
obviously,
with a kick.
you've got the fight happening on Saturday, right? And then before that, the Friday, you got the weigh-in, Thursday press conference, and then Wednesday.
Okay, if you speak Hebrew, can you please comment down below if that is true? Because if that was true, then I suppose that's like the smartest thing. That's like the fastest Azoulay has ever thought in one moment. Because he got clowned on for sure by the interviewer. He's like, you mean shell-shocked? No, in Hebrew it means war-shocked. Okay, and then what else? What did I... Okay, yes, now I remember. I feel like this guy watches way too much Homelander. I feel like I was watching like the Parata version, the Pulga version of the Homelander right now when he said, I'm going to throw my fist through his head and his heart's going to vibrate so fast that it ceases to work. Like, does he think he's the Homelander or something? Oh my God.
Right, and then before that, the Friday, you got the weigh-in, Thursday press conference, and then Wednesday public workout as well. You kind of hit pads in the ring and everyone sort of watches. Do you think there's a chance that this could kick off before the fight?
That this thing could go off before the fight?
In terms of like you and Gypsy fighting before the fight. I mean, you guys be facing off. You guys would be.
It's a possibility. If when we face off, he even looks at me the wrong way, he will go to sleep.
What would you do?
Knock him out.
What punch?
Elbow.
Is that what you've been training? Is that what you reckon you're best at, your elbows?
I'm amazing with my elbows. I'm amazing with my spinning back kicks. I'm just amazing at everything that I do. Everything I touch is like gold.
You've been referencing these UFC fighters you've been sparring. Do you know, can you name any names? Who have you been sparring?
I don't want to name any of them, but the gentleman that you know that's with me, he's the one that brings them around.
So does the princess not understand that he's getting massively trolled by the interviewer? I thought that this was like a fake interviewer, but then the people in the last episode, they mentioned, no, this is a legitimate channel who interviews people. You should put some respect on his name. So you know what? Respect given, because he's just clowning the shit out of the princess. And I don't want to be too nitpicky, but if you're in the mixed martial arts community, is throwing an elbow considered a punch? I thought it was a strike, but who knows? I don't want to be like ultra nitpicky because I don't really think that type of commentary is exciting. But if he's wrong, then I suppose it just highlights that he really doesn't know what he's talking about even further.
It's with me. He's the one that brings them around, spars me. Some of them spar me very hard and lose. And they go to me, bro, you're gonna kill the guy. Like, poor guy. They start feeling bad for Gypsy. They're
Really?
like, poor guy. Look, I'm extremely fast. I don't know if you've seen any of the videos. I could do backflips, butterfly, flying kicks, and all that shit. I could do everything. Very acrobatic. But I could also bench press 500 pounds. And I also know how to fight. 500, yeah. And I also know how to fight. So there's a combination of a hybrid where you're like a half man, half god.
Have you ever taken a leg kick before?
Oh yeah, many times.
So you know how to defend leg kicks, because leg kicks can be quite nasty.
They're not that bad if you know how to check it. So I used to break baseball bats with my shins.
Wow, like Tony Ferguson used to.
I don't even think he can bench 500 pounds. We've never seen footage of that. I think he's put up like 3 plates before, but I've never seen any footage of the princess bench pressing 500. Not that it would even really change the situation. Like, just because you can bench press that and then do a backflip, that doesn't mean you're going to be just wiping the floor with John Jones, as he loves to say he would. That's just the dumbest shit I've ever heard. This is just like a common sense thing, but the princess continues to cling on to it. You know what? I know he watches these videos. How about the princess post some footage of him benching 500 pounds?
Shins.
Wow, like Tony Ferguson used to.
Mm-hmm. You know, you set him and you kick him. I used to kick 2x4s, things like that. So for me, if I check his leg, if he's gonna get me with the bottom of his shin or his foot, he will shatter his leg.
What do you think your biggest strength is?
Do I share this? He's going to see it now. I think that I have no weaknesses.
So you're saying
I
you're
think
you're saying you're a complete fighter.
I'm a complete stand-up fighter. When it comes down to elbows, spinning back elbows, jab, cross, back fist, back to another back fist, double back fist, knees, flying knees to the face. When I sparred this guy, he was like 6'6". I did a flying knee to his face. He was like, how the fuck did you get that knee over my head?
It's pretty high. It's pretty high. Have you heard of Jake Shields? He's going to be in Gypsy Crusader's corner for the fight.
Yeah, of course, me and Jake did a face-off.
Oh, how? Oh, yeah, I saw on social media. How was it hanging out with Jake?
When Jake saw me, he told me, look, a lot of people make fun of you online. He's like, but I could feel a killer when I see him, you know?
Yeah, that's just a straight up fucking lie. That never happened. We literally made an episode about that. What really happened was that Shields said to Azoulay, oh, you really think you're going to knock out Gypsy Crusader in the first round? The princess shit his pants, smiled back and said, yeah, I'm going to do that, and then fist bumped him. That was basically the TLDR of their standoff. And I just had to put the bruh, because that was so long. That shit was so awkward. And then he did some fake like evil laugh, thinking he's like a Viltrumite. I mean, this shit is really bad, guys. I wasn't kidding when I said part 2 was going to be even worse.
He's like, you killed someone with your bare hands. I said, no, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, nah, you're a killer. I could feel it. You know? So Jake is a good guy. I'm going to convert him too. I'm going to bring him back to the Holy Land.
Oh, wow, really?
Once I'm done with his little clown, I'm going to convert him. I'm going to bring him to the Holy Land and have him stop attacking Israel and Jews. This whole fight is really for me stopping the hate against Jews. I want to fight anybody who is anti-Semitic. But because I wanted a fair fight with Andrew Tate in a kickboxing match, because I love the guy, and just as a friendly fight, you know, just a competitive fight as a sport, I wanted to fight him. But since Chase, you know, did his job that time, Chase now he's not anti-Semitic, but he has to go down.
Do you think there's any chance you shake Gypsy's hand after the fight?
I don't shake his hand. No way.
Not even after the
There is
fight,
no
after the fight's done?
handshakes. No, he's going to go to sleep. What am I going to shake the hand of? A person with no soul? A body?
So you're predicting a knockout then, are you?
He's going to get knocked out. I'm telling you. Mark my words. First round.
This guy really thinks he's like Drago from Rocky. If he dies, he dies. Like some shit like that. And I've spoken about this like nonstop, so it's kind of like just a dead horse at this point, being smashed to smithereens. But I'm just so tired of hearing him try to say that I'm defending the Jewish people. Nobody fucking wants you to do that. Your people don't even want you to do that. There's going to be a bunch of people down in the comment section say, I'm Jewish, I don't like Azoulay, and so on. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. But can someone just send this video to Shields? Because he's now saying that he's basically going to beat Shields' ass. That is not going to happen. That is delusional. He never said that shit as well. That Azoulay is a real killer and all this shit glazing him. Honestly, speaking of glaze, I feel like Azoulay would spread his cheeks for Andrew Tate, honestly. It is so weird how he talks about him. That is the weirdest shit ever.
He's going to get knocked out. I'm telling you. Mark my words. First round, or beginning of second round. He's going to sleep. I'm training very, very hard. This is a 3-round fight. I'm doing 10, 12 rounds. And I'm going all out. And when I'm dying, I tell him, push me more, kill me, give me more. Why? So I could go all out, all 3 fights, all 3 rounds.
So it's 3 rounds this fight. It's 3 rounds, right? 3 minutes?
Yeah. 3 minutes. But I have a feeling, we were supposed to do, I think, 16-ounce gloves. And I said, no way. They said, no elbows. I said, no way. I didn't sign the contract in the beginning because I said, I want elbows and I want a smaller glove. So they brought it down to 12-ounce glove. And then I spoke to them again. I said, look, gentlemen, I need my fist. So we could go bare knuckle or we go something a little bit bigger. So now they dropped it down to a 10-ounce. So
Wow.
I feel better with a 10-ounce. But I want elbows. I want a fucking elbow him in the face.
I want elbows. I want a fucking elbow in his face.
How has that interviewer just not completely lost it? When I was first editing that shit, my sides were hurting, guys. I'm not laughing anymore because, I had to edit it, and then I'm not going to be like screaming on the mic, but you get the point. Holy cringe. Is that a top 10 AMU cringe moment? My God. It's like a little kid in a playpen screaming for his mommy, when instead of a kid, it's Azoulay just spamming elbows in his mommy's rented Rolls Royce. This shit is fucking insane.
I can't tell you my signature move.
You got to keep
But
that
I
hidden.
learned that one. No, that one I learned from the Shaolin monks. So that one is keep it for the fight. But when he's going to get that combo, he's going to look like a Happy Meal. And the clown from McDonald's is about to fall.
And
I'm going to convert him.
Is this you're going to what, sorry?
I'm going to convert him.
You're going to convert Gypsy Crusader, you're saying?
Uh-huh.
Do you think that would be tough to do?
No, I think once he wakes up, he won't remember anything that happened in the past. He will go back to being a fucking gypsy. And then I'm going to take him to Israel. He's going to kiss the wall. He's going to wear the black box. And he's going to thank God that he's still alive.
Wow, that would be you guys have got such strong opinions, one on one side, one on the other side. So yeah, I think that's why the fight will be so much hype. In just terms of the whole event in general on Jewel Arena, you guys are co-main event, and the main event is Dylan Dennis, Mike Perry. What's it like to be a part of an event like this?
I'm bigger than Dylan and I'm bigger than Mike. I had 50 billion views in the last 3 years. Not on my account. Everybody's talking about me.
Speaking of Mike Perry, there is a viewer of the channel who has spoken to me several times on Discord. You know who you are, and so shout out to you for sharing me this information. But Mike Perry even knows that Azoulay has committed S crimes. So I'm actually curious. Maybe I have a dark horse prediction. Maybe the fight never happens because on the way into the boxing ring, or maybe in like those hype interviews, or when they're all like talking shit at the tables. I can't remember what they're actually called, like conference or whatever. What if Mike Perry just lays out the princess? I have a dark horse prediction that may happen because Mike Perry is tracking how much of a monster Azoulay is. I'm generally curious as to what you may think about that prediction.
3 years. Not on my account. Everybody's talking about me. I'm way more famous than both of them. But they're good guys. They should be they should feel lucky that they're on my event.
So you think you should be co-main event instead of them?
They should be
Sorry, you think you should be main event instead of them, is what you're saying?
Yes. I should be the main event. But it's okay, it doesn't matter. I could be the last event and still steal the show.
And is this going to be the first fight of many for yourself, or is this just a one-off fight? You want to fight Gypsy and you want to fight Chase? Is it your plan?
I'll fight Gypsy, then I'm going to fight Chase. I'm going to avenge Tate, take the crown, own the internet. And then after that, I'll keep fighting everybody that is anti-Semitic. All the influencers who are anti-Semitic, I'm going to fight them. UFC fighters and all that, that doesn't, they don't, I don't really care about it. What I care for is the influencers. There's a guy, for example, Dan Bilzerian. He declined multiple fights with me, scared shitless of me. He hears my name, his balls shiver. I'm sure he's not going to take a fight, but I would love to beat the fuck out of him.
Have you spoken to Dan Bilzerian ever?
I've met Dan Bilzerian personally when he had
Oh,
a
really?
party
When?
years ago when he did a party at his house. Years ago, back in the day. So I live in LA. I live in Calabasas. But when he lived in Hollywood some years ago, maybe 12 years ago, I was doing my party thing. I was young, 24. And yeah, he did a big party at his house. He used to do crazy parties. So I met him personally. He probably doesn't remember me.
Dan Bilzerian, man, that's a name I haven't heard in a very long time. He's like for sure one of the OG alfalfa males. I don't really think he makes any content though that is like maybe AMU worthy. I know he does like political things and maybe does an interview here and there, but his days of like doing the whole like bimbo thing at his mansion, I think those are long over. So I don't really see him being like a main character in the alpha male universe, but I don't know, maybe there's going to be some overlap with the princess because somehow all these characters are involved with each other.
He probably doesn't remember me. I used to have a ponytail. No beard. Was more of like going after the pretty boy look. That's what the ladies loved back then, you know? Oh, he's a pretty boy. We like him. But, you know, within time, I didn't really care for the ladies anymore. You love me for who I am.
So after the fight, you
I'm
will
a
call
beast.
out after the fight. If you
Chase.
end up winning, you'll be calling out Dan Bilzerian or Chase Demore, the other two people you'll be shouting for.
Chase. Then we'll never come to a fight. Then is not a real man. You see, I'm a real man. Why a real man? Because there's a guy who's a pro kickboxer who is an. Who am I? I'm a nobody. I'm just a guy that I'm the heavyweight champion shit talker of TikToker. That's all I am. Who am I in the fight world? Nobody. And I took a fight. On a short notice, I was supposed to fight on the 25th of July. They moved it. I'm a real man. I back my shit up. Anytime, anywhere. Then wouldn't show up for a fight.
We'll see. It's a crazy world where lots of fights are happening, which you never expect. So we'll see what the future holds. But thank you for your time today. Anything else you want to add before we wrap this thing up?
Gypsy, I'm coming for you.
What about Ali? Like, he's been dodging Ali for over a year. I genuinely think the princess is actually terrified of Ali because he just continues to dodge him. And you know what? We're pretty much at the end of the interview. There's really nothing else to say other than if you enjoyed it, then I'd really appreciate it if you smash that like button. And if you really, really enjoyed the video, then please consider subscribing and swing on by the community Discord. This one was definitely an interview for the AMU ages. That shit was brain rot as hell, cringe. There were definitely some unbelievable moments, but if you did enjoy your time in AMU, then I'm happy you found this shit show entertaining. So until the next episode, later guys.